from the executive branch of government, here represented by ourselves from the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government, and my colleagues from the Ministry of Health. I want to start first of all by very sincerely thanking you, Archbishop Muheria, and the leadership of the Interfaith Council. Quite frankly, since we started this difficult journey in March last year of trying to deal with the challenge we face of COVID in the country, our foremost partner in this war has been the faith-based organizations and their leadership across the country. I sincerely thank religious leaders in this country across the spectrum of denominational allegiance and spread, because truth be told, if you were to make an assessment on levels of compliance, our places of worship and our religious leaders are the most compliant. We have faced various challenges such as have been outlined by Archbishop Muheria, and many that I do not need to go into this morning. We have not been here before. It's a fact of life. We have not been here before. And there's no way we would have prepared ourselves enough to live in a new reality where we are dealing with a pandemic that seems ferocious, surges every day. When we feel or think that we have turned the corner, a new development comes up, or a new variant comes up, which sends all of us scampering around. I therefore want to thank the religious leaders because they have worked with us every step of the way. They have reached out to their congregations and engaged on our behalf and on behalf of government at large to persuade our people, particularly worshippers and congregants in various denominations, to respect the containment measures. Once again, I am thankful for the meeting that we have had this morning. I want to confirm to you, Archbishop Muheria, that we have heard your message and we have received your counsel loud and clear. Together with my colleagues in the National Emergency Response Committee, Command Center, and colleagues who sit the National Advisory Security Committee, we will again relook and review some of these measures as we go along to ensure that we are providing the best possible support to our people, even as we collectively go through this experience. I therefore would like to urge all of us to live knowing that the strongest and best defense against this disease is our individual selves. When we follow what we are advised to do by our colleagues at the Ministry of Health, then that is how we are going to survive. And it is not fun. It isn't fun even for government. We are not enjoying doing some of the things we are doing. If there's a sector that has suffered throughout since March last year, it's a security sector. We've had to put police officers on roadblocks. We have deployed, national government administrators, chiefs and assistant chiefs, county commissioners, deputy county commissioners across the, villages and communities. We are not doing this. It's not something we are doing out of joy and fun. We don't enjoy doing it. It's just that we are trying the best we can to help each other as Wananchi. So first, I ask my colleagues in the security sector across the country that because our religious leaders and our faith-based organizations are our foremost partners, going forward now, we must step up our relationship with the faith-based community in the country. The religious leaders in Kenya are our foremost pillars in the war against the spread of this disease. So I expect that we should actually deal with them with the highest level of respect, the highest level of decency, and we should not expect any harassment or any mistreatment of religious leaders as they go about, administering to our spiritual needs and interacting with the population across the country. Many of our religious leaders are very respectful of government. They are very consultative, and they have been very helpful to us in terms of how they have counseled us and how we need to move forward in the things we are doing. I ask you kindly, all chiefs, assistant chiefs, DCs, ACCs, and CCs across the country that let us build stronger collaborative and better relations with our religious leaders as we move forward on this matter, and accord them the respect and the support that they need as they administer to our spiritual needs. And where there are challenges, let us tackle them together with a positive spirit, knowing as we must at all times that we are serving our people, and our people are not criminals merely because they either have made a mistake or they have forgotten to do something. This is a tough time, and let's not make it worse by being unduly abrasive in the manner in which we deal with our people. And as I've said, we're going to review and look at some of the measures as we will be advised by our colleagues at the Ministry of Health. At all times, we will act in the direction that will be advised by our scientists. We are privileged and blessed as a country to have very strong health institutions, very strong research agencies. Our colleagues at the Ministry of Health, our colleagues who are engaged in research, are looking at this every day, and when they advise us on what we need to do, we will act and arrange our actions in that particular respect. I know that the life of the Interfaith Council is supposed to end at the end of this month, but I will issue a gazette notice later today extending the life of the IFC until 31st of December 2021, so that we can continue this collaboration as we work together. And we believe that we are going to, in a much more institutionalized manner, both ourselves at the Ministry of Interior and our colleagues at the Ministry of Health, we have developed a much more institutionalized way of now working more directly with the IFC as we go forward, because there are many activities that are ahead where our colleagues at the MOH are going to require collaboration with IFC. For example, when we receive more vaccines, my colleague Mercy was telling us this morning, and Dr. Mott, that as we expect to get more doses, we will again engage probably in a more rapid vaccination exercise. And at that time, we have to work with the structures of the IFC, and we have to work with the network of the IFC to ensure that we support and secure our people. So finally, as we have always said, this affects all of us. It is that time when, as a country, we must move forward together as a family and deal with each other as people who are facing this challenge together. We minimize any level of misunderstanding or any level of unhappiness so that we can support our people. At the moment, the objective we are focusing on is the lives of our people, making sure that we do not lose more of our people to this disease. And how we will ensure that happens is we all comply. And where there are challenges in compliance, we consult one another. There is no need to put pressure, too much pressure on each other at this point in time. And for the IFC, I have made assurances here this morning in this meeting, and I'm repeating again in public that we are keen on worship. And we want to relook at these measures and see how best we can go forward, advised by our colleagues from the Ministry of Health, to see how we can actually, how fast we can resume worship in the 13 counties, even as we observe the measures that we are advised we must observe to keep our people alive. So thanks everyone for coming. Thank you again, IFC, and we continue to pray that the Lord Almighty continues to strengthen us, hold us by His mighty right hand, and guides us as we proceed, because this is not one of those we are going to come out just simply by our might. We are going to come out of this only by the grace and leadership of our Lord. And thank you for continuing to pray for our people. And may the Lord's will be done always in our lives, now and forever. Thank you so much, good people, and God bless you.